I'm Bryony Blake and I'm a makeup artist, and I'm here with Cleopatra, and we're going to be doing the Charmer. Now the Charmer is all based around rich copper eyes and a beautiful sultry lip. So let's get started. We're going to start off with illuminating your skin with, of course, the Beauty Booster. And I'm going to use the KABUKI brush to do this. I'm just going to give it a really nice, very even coverage all over. And I'm just going to use this and really buff it into your skin. And I've done kind of one layer, and I'm just going to take a little bit more. And I'm actually going to take the sponge because I just want to go underneath the eye, and I'm just going to tap it into your skin. So just in areas that I want a little bit more coverage, that's where I'm going to use the sponge. I'm just going to fill in your brows with CAROB, which is this beautiful kind of brow powder, but also it can double up as an eyeshadow, which is perfect. We love a 2-in-1. I'm just using the 3-way brush, and I'm using the fine angled eyeliner point for this. And then you can also take your spoolie and just brush through. The spoolie also acts as a little bit of a rubber as well, so if you make a mistake, just keep kind of brushing it, and it will just diffuse any kind of issues or any kind of heavy marks. If you've got a little bit heavy-handed in a corner or something, you can just literally take your spoolie, kind of just rub it away. So to start off with, I'm going to take Kupawasu, which is this beautiful golden colour, and I'm just going to pop that, load up my brush with it. I'm using the eyeshadow brush and the fluffy end. I'm just going to take that all over the eye area. So start in the middle, just blend it all over kind of the eyeball area. You can tap it on to begin with, just so you've got control over it. Take it right into the inner corner, and then when you feel that you've got not a lot left on the brush, then I'm going to take it all the way up, kind of on a diagonal, so kind of aiming for the corner of the eyebrow, and just blend it up to the eyebrow. But like I said, you really don't want that much product, so don't start there. Start always in the middle, take as much of the product onto the kind of eyeball area, and then just blend it up, so you've got this kind of beautiful wash. And once you're happy with that, I'm then going to take the same brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of Meteor, which is a slightly richer kind of chocolatey tone. Tap that off, and I'm just going to take that to the kind of arch of the eye area. Very, very lightly, so we're kind of doing a little bit of contouring. So it's not going to be too heavy, but we're just giving a little bit of shading there. If you want a little bit more definition, then you can always go back in with CAROB, which is the dark one that I use for the eyebrows, and this is just a matte one. Very, very gently, just take a little bit of that along the corner, so from the lash line upwards, and then you can blend that into the socket as well if you want to. This will be different for everyone because everyone's got different coloured skin, so this will just pick up a little bit more on Cleopatra. Then for my eyeliner, I'm going to go in with Bamboo Charcoal. Really get a good amount, tap it off, and then I'm just going to give a really beautiful liner all the way along. So start from the middle and work your way out. Once you're happy with your liner, I'm then going to go in with my mascara, of course. I'm using the black fixing gel. I'm going to start from the bottom, just look straight up for me, just give that a really good coating. And then just look down for me. Just hold the eyelid up with your little finger. And obviously for this look, because it's super chic and gorgeous, I'm going to go in with the fibres as well. But with the fibres, I'm mainly going to concentrate just on the outer corner because I really want those lashes to be the ones that make the most impact. Kind of stop in the middle, really make sure that you've got a good coating, and then go back in with the fixing gel for one last coat. So I'm going to take a little bit of concealer now, which is in my palette here, and I'm just going to tidy up under the eyes. So I'm just going to pop that in areas that we need a little bit extra concealer because we've only used the Beauty Booster. This is really good if you've done a flick as well, because you can kind of clean up with it, which I always quite like to do. Take that underneath, so just really brighten that whole eye area. And I'm also going to just slightly structure the brow as well, just take a little bit of the concealer on the brow, so you just get a really gorgeous angle there. And then I'm going to go back in with my sponge that I applied the Beauty Booster with. I'm just going to pat all that in. So now I'm going to go in with the rounded end of my sponge into Coffee Cherry, this beautiful creamy blush. Just smile for me, my love. I'm just going to apply it to the plump apple parts of the cheek, which I love, and just really blend that in. Again, as you can see, I'm kind of rotating, having movements like this with the sponge, and that again will just push the product into the skin. You want it as natural as possible. And if you feel like you've done too much or you want to take a little bit off, you just go back with your sponge, just turn it around, and you can just blend that in. I'm now going to set that with a powder. So I've done all my creams, and now I just want to make sure that everything is beautifully set before I do any highlighter or lips. And I'm actually going to go in with a soft focus powder. Now we have two colours of this. We have a lighter one and a darker one. And the darker one really does suit anyone that has a slightly darker skin tone. So no matter how dark you are, this will work and absolutely not make you ashy at all. So I'm going to start off on the forehead. Just blends beautifully with the skin. Just going to take a little bit underneath, just look straight up for me. And as you can see, I'm using the kind of rounded end of the brush, so I can get right underneath the eye just to set all of that with. All over the chin. I'm actually going to take it up here as well, onto the cheek area. When you're happy with that, I'm now going to add a little bit of highlighter. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Kupuasu, which is the same colour that I popped on the eyes before, and I'm going to use this as my highlighter. I'm just going to very gently, using the same brush. Don't do this before your powder, otherwise you're going to have a very shiny face, so make sure you know which side you've used. I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand first, and then just very slightly just pop a little bit on the top parts of the cheekbone, really blending it out. You do not want to go in heavy and then straight to the face. Always test it on the back of your hand first, because these eyeshadows are very, very soft pigment, so they do catch the light very easily. So where the sun would naturally give you a beautiful highlight, those are the areas that you want to go to. So a little bit above the brow, a tiny bit on the end of the nose, I always like a little bit on the end, and then a little bit on the Cupid's bow as well. So I'm going to take a little bit of pomegranate punch and apply that all over the lip area. I'm actually going to team this up with a gloss as well, so you can go quite heavy with the lipstick, and then to add extra shine, I'm then going to use a really beautiful, nourishing lip glaze. This is such a gorgeous kind of red for darker skin tones. Especially if you're a little bit nervous about wearing a red lip, I think this would be a perfect starter point, because it's not too bright and it's very, very nourishing, so you can wear it as a bit of a sheer, but it just has that lovely pop of colour. So I'm going to take a little bit of pink champagne to finish the lips off with. This is such a lovely, nourishing lip glaze. It's got vitamin E in it, so it protects your lips. It also has rapeseed extract too, so it also forms a protective layer of your lips, which will also help them look plump and luscious, which is exactly what we want. And that completes this beautiful makeup look called the Charmer. You definitely do look charming.